Hi everyone. I don't usually make these sorts of videos, but I thought I would do it today just to as a sort of way of helping myself, like a self-help video. I've been off sick for a whole week with either piriformis syndrome or some femoral trapped nerve kind of thing. And well, before that, 2 weeks before that, I hurt my back lifting a suitcase. I didn't think it was going to end up like this, but I made the mistake of carrying on working because in my head I have to, got bills to pay, blah blah blah. So I thought, let's carry on working, I'll be fine. Struggled through like an idiot, thinking you're superwoman. Anyway, towards the end of the second week I had to work away, and because the tickets had already been bought, I thought I would honour I had in my heart felt that I had to honour the contract. So even though I wasn't feeling great that day, took myself off to the airport to find that the flight was delayed an hour and a half. When you've got a bad back, you don't actually think about, keeping on the move. When you get to the airport and you've got to wait around, the first thing in my head is to find somewhere to sit, get comfortable and wait for the flight to come in, because I always get there really early. So I didn't even think about it. So found a seat, got myself something to eat, sat, ate, was in pain but didn't think anything of it. Had to sit an extra hour and a half. The only time I got up was to look at the board to see what was happening with the flight. By the time I got to the flight, my back was really hurting. Got on the by the time I was getting on the plane, and it was hurting, it was fine. Got off the other end, I could barely move. Barely move. The flight was only, 2.25 hours? Couldn't move. Got off the other end, had to do another hour's drive to the hotel. Couldn't get out the van, the minibus, car, whatever you call it. I don't think anyone thought it was serious, because people don't, do they? But I could barely get out the van, couldn't pull my suitcase, could barely do anything. Got to the room, the bed was really soft. Lovely room. I'll show you a clip. But if you watch my Vanessa's videos, you'll see where I was, because I tell you in it that I wasn't feeling great. So anyway, the bed was really soft. Still didn't think anything of it. Tried to get myself comfortable with pillows. The next morning, I literally fell out of the bed. My leg was on fire, my back was on fire. I think I rolled out of the bed onto the floor at about 5 o'clock that morning. Couldn't do anything, couldn't do any warm-ups, couldn't do anything. Couldn't walk on it, couldn't crawl. I literally pulled myself after I'd say about 10 minutes of rolling around, screaming. I managed to pull myself to the bathroom. I managed to sit in the shower, in a really, really hot shower, for about an hour. And that was the only time I could get up and then get to breakfast. Cutting a long story short, I managed to stand on stage and look like I was dancing, but I wasn't. My upper body was dancing, my lower body was as still as I could possibly be. The next morning, my colleagues got me a wheelchair at the airport. Yep, they got me a wheelchair, special assistance. The air hostess asked me if I was well enough to fly, and I said yes. I had to fly, had to come home. Managed to hypnotise myself into trying to sleep all the way, another 2.25 hours. Get to the other end, another wheelchair, had to wait 20 minutes for an ambulift. That bad, an ambulift. to get me out the other side in a wheelchair, take the lift down from the plane to the ground, and then go through special assistance to get myself home. Got a cab. Addison Lee, thank you very much, Addison Lee, got home to my house, out of the cab, only to be stuck outside my front door. Stuck. I managed to hobble with the help of the cabman to my door, and then found that I couldn't go any further. I couldn't. Luckily there are bars outside my house because my ex-neighbour, who's now passed away, had bars in order to help her to get around. She's got a slope and some bars, and if there wasn't any bars there, I probably would have been lying on the ground waiting for someone to help me. So one of my neighbours saw me, who I'd never met before actually, but I now know her as my neighbour, and she called an ambulance. Now the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I know a lot of people out there have bad backs of one sort or another, either sciatica or the whole numbness of your leg. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody. I went to the hospital, waited 3 hours, got a codeine tablet from one of the nurses, and when I finally saw the doctor, he just said, "Oh, what do you think it is?" I said, "I don't know." I said, I've had a history of sciatica. I've had sciatica in the past, quite badly before, where I've lost the use of my left leg completely for a couple of months. But I don't remember this sort of pain, the pain I had now. So he said, "Oh, it's probably sciatica then. There's nothing we can do about it. You just have to rest and take some painkillers." Gave me some painkillers, sent me on my way. In another cab. Another really nice cab driver took me home, parked me outside my door, and I managed to shuffle myself into my flat, only to be stuck in here now for 6 days. 6 days. I think I've watched every single video on YouTube to do with sciatica, piriformis syndrome, and femoral trap nerves, or femoral, I don't even know what they call it, but femoral something or other, because the pain I have is down my left leg, the front of my thigh, to my knee. Today was the first day in 6 days that I was able to do some form of stretching. It still hurts, but some form of stretching. But after I did the stretching, I felt like I was probably being stabbed in the leg by 3 people. And that they'd also set my leg on fire. That's how it felt. You know, when you want to cry, you want to scream, but you stop yourself from doing that. You want to move, but you can't move that fast because of the pain and because of the numbness. My back, the actual backache, after 6 days of doing nearly nothing, has actually gone. But the only thing that's really bothering me is the pain in my left side. This numbness and fire, electrifying, stabbing pains in my leg to my knee. I had to quickly find myself something to eat and take not loads. I took a cocodamol, a Panadol, and a diclofenac to try and stop this pain. Because when you get to the point when you think, well, not having this leg might be better, you have to do something. Now, I know a lot of people out there have the same problems. I have gone from thinking it's sciatica to a hip problem, and I don't think I've got hip problems. With the warm-ups and the exercises I was doing today, I don't have a hip problem. So I'd like to know what the hell this is. I'm telling you, I have never come across that sort of pain. I don't think I've had this sort of pain even when I had sciatica and lost the use of my leg years ago. I'm finally going to see. The other thing was, I had to send my doctor a fax. A fax. Do you know how old that is? I bet there are people out there who've never heard of faxes. fax machines. But yes, I do still have a fax machine in my house because I have a house phone as well. Old school. Sent her a fax telling her exactly what was going on, because even though the hospital say they send them the notes, no one contacted me. I don't know what they're supposed to do. I think if the hospital send your doctor new notes of one of your patients suddenly, being admitted to A&E, you'd think that someone would phone and check. No, nobody phoned and checked. I sent her a fax, and some random doctor who I've never met before rang me back. And even though I told her all the details, I've not been able to support my weight, I haven't been able to walk, I haven't been able to do anything, she still asked questions like, is there a way that you can come into the surgery? I said, I know the surgery is kind of 8 minutes away from my house, but no, I can't. I can't even walk from my bedroom to the bathroom. I can just about get to the bathroom before I wet myself. It takes me about 10 minutes to get from the bathroom to the kitchen, which is probably a 10-second journey. No, I can't get to the doctors. Then she said, if I was to write a prescription for more painkillers because what you have is inadequate, can you go and pick them up? Didn't I just tell her that I can't even get to her surgery, which is an 8-minute walk? I said that. I can't get to your surgery. Now you're asking me if I can get to the chemist. No, I can't get to the chemist. Then she said, if I make you an appointment on Monday, will you be able to come to the surgery? I said, I'm sure I just said to you, not meaning to be rude, I'm sure I just said to you that I couldn't get to your surgery. I can't get to your surgery now. Hopefully, if I cross my fingers, I'll be able to get to you on Monday if I'm getting better. But if I can't get to you on Monday, I will call you and let you know. Perhaps I'll send you another fax and let you know. Then she said, if I send a prescription to this particular chemist, can you call them up and ask them to deliver it? I said, yeah, I'll give that a try. So I called, and I called, and I called, and I called. I even set a callback on my phone. Has it called me back yet to tell me that the chemist's line's not busy yet? No. And that was yesterday at around 10 o'clock in the morning. But yesterday being Friday, today is now Saturday, and it's 10 to 5 in the afternoon, and that phone hasn't rung yet. I said to her, no, I don't have anyone else to come and pick up my prescription. So I'm still taking the tablets that I have. I was trying not to take them because I was listening to Dr. John Bergman on YouTube and everything he was saying about painkillers. Painkillers kill all the cells off your body so that you feel no pain. So don't take painkillers. Try to take anti-inflammatory foods. But when you feel like you're being stabbed in the thigh 27 times or 300 times and also someone's setting it on fire, you have to do something, don't you? So nobody knows what these things are. Everybody guesses. Doctors guess. I've watched every single Bob and Brad on YouTube. I've watched all these other videos about dealing with sciatica, dealing with everything, and some of them say the same things and they all contradict each other. Don't do this because I've seen other doctors telling you to do that, but don't do it, it's bad for you. I've seen other people telling you to do this, but don't do it, it's bad for you. And if you do this exercise that someone else has told you to do, why would you do that if it's going to hurt you? So I have no idea what to do. But anyway, today I did some gentle stretching, which did help, but did make me want to saw off my own leg. My house is an absolute tip, and I know that I shouldn't worry about it. It's always a tip anyway, but I know that that's the last thing you should worry about. The one thing that Dr. John Bergman did say was that when your body is toxic, everything starts from the stomach. So when everything is toxic, inside of you, you should detox. And once you detox, that will help a manner of things. So that's the next thing I'm going to try. But anyway, I just wanted to sound off and just wanted to talk to somebody and tell them what's going on. And it's a shock that nobody, the health service, nobody knows how to deal with these things. They don't know what it is. So I hope that all of those out there who are feeling the same as me, I hope that you have some help in your house. I have got help in my house, but I'm supposed to be Superwoman, aren't I? Do it all myself. But anyway, my house is a tip, so I can't invite anybody over here either. I know that they say they don't care, but I do. Anyway, hopefully I will be up and about again, and we'll be back to showing you what hotels I'm staying in and where I'm performing next and who I'm performing with. So in the meantime, look after yourselves, and I'll see you when I'm in better shape.